problem of power in food systems goes back centuries, of course. A lot of what we talk about in terms of food politics, in terms of finance and food systems, etc., really goes back historically to the origins even of agriculture, the origins of cities, the origin of states. Food has always been central to national security, community security, etc. And so there's been long struggles around food, access to food, production of food, and control. It's changing all the time, the specific dynamics of these power relationships within food systems. But I think that the point that power is part of food systems is likely to remain an issue. The question is, how do you rebalance power to ensure that power is not just held by a few actors that can control the levers of the food system that have impacts for society more broadly that might be suboptimal outcomes, but rather to have a more balanced power relationship so that people have more agency over their relationship to food systems, what they eat, and how they produce. It's important for me to work on power in food systems. Well, partly I'm a political scientist. I study international political economy. And for me, I see that power is really a central dynamic that helps us to understand why food systems are the way they are, why food systems today tend to advantage privileged actors within that system, and often leading to outcomes that are suboptimal for a large proportion of the world's population, especially those who are vulnerable, those who are marginalized within that system are often having less agency or control over their relationship to food. And that can have impacts like food insecurity, it can have environmental consequences, it can have other kinds of societal consequences. And so I really like to go right to the heart of what the issue is, it's sort of imbalance of power. And if we want to change the system, if we want to transform food systems, we have to tackle this question of power imbalances.